You've done the healing, you've set the boundaries, you're self-aware, but your relationships still fall apart. And why? Because you've skipped doing the real shadow work. See, because that's the kind of inner work that hides right up underneath your confidence, your empathy, even your intelligence, right? So today, I'm breaking down the 3 shadow blocks that quietly destroys healthy relationships, even for people who think they've done all the right things. The thing you got to understand is shadow work isn't just about healing your traumas or forgiving your past, right? No, it's about also uncovering the parts of yourself that are still leading from fear, ego, or self-defense. And that's even if you've convinced yourself that you're being completely reasonable or strong, because it's these overlooked shadow patterns that are the reason relationships that could work or should work don't. The first shadow block, the need to be emotionally unbothered. You've been hurt in the past before, so now you pride yourself on being unshakable, right? It's where you tell yourself, I don't need anyone. I just stay in my peace. I own that for myself, right? But underneath all of that, it's just avoidance. Avoiding a fear of vulnerability that kills intimacy. Because see, peace, true peace, it comes from being able to be soft and still feel safe in your connection with someone, right? It's not true peace if you have to get all hard and keep them out to a certain degree and convince yourself, I don't need them, so that you can create this fictitious idea of peace for yourself, right? To where you convince yourself you don't need anyone for yourself to feel at peace. No, true peace is when you're able to be in the mix with someone and still feel solid and balanced internally and in harmony for yourself, even with them behind the wall into your soft parts. Second shadow block, the hidden ego of being the emotionally woke one. You're the one who always gets it. You're the one that does the work, who leads the convos, who you regulate, you reflect. But if you're being honest, you're also the one who believes you're ahead of your partner. And that's ego. And that creates emotional imbalance. Because see, love, a balanced, loving relationship never works whenever one person's always the teacher and the other partner's always just trying to keep up. That just creates a hierarchy or hierarchical type of experience for one or the other person, or sometimes both. It creates a sense of starving for more. Like you feel like you're, always, held back by your partner because they don't keep up, whatever the case is. Because mainly you're approaching them from I'm beyond you type of headspace oftentimes. Or the reverse, to where the other partner feels like they're always being, preached at or coached or talked to like they're a child or like they're always, the one that's not enough or whatever the case is, right? It just creates a lot of opportunities for misinterpretations, miscommunications, and a lot to be desired or to feel like needs to be proven, which none of those are healthy dynamics. And third, over-identifying with independence. This is where you've built your identity around not needing anyone, right? You've healed yourself, loved yourself, and built a solo life all on your own. But now the problem is you don't know how to let someone in because you're so used to operating on your own. Now every act of emotional closeness feels like a threat to your freedom, right? Now you don't need to go losing yourself in a relationship in for love, right? Heck, you never should. But if you can't bend, the relationship will break. Look, shadow work doesn't live in your pain. It lives in your patterns. So if you want real love that can last, you have to honestly take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that is defending me or trying to protect me, but also preventing me? Because you can very much be self-aware and still be self-sabotaging. And the only real way to stop it is by facing the part of yourself that is quietly still scared or afraid of real intimacy. So if this hit home for you and you need help doing your shadow work and all those areas that may be sabotaging yourself that you didn't think were because you've done a lot of work on yourself, right? But it could be the key to why you're not able to have the healthy relationships you want, or attract or find the kind of partners you want to be in harmony with for that kind of relationship, then email or DM me the word coaching and we will get to work. Only if you're truly ready to put that work in, if you want help in that type of a level, right? But if you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time, space, and maybe even the resources for it, then at the very least, email or DM me the word challenge or transformation to take my relationship rulebook challenge, where it'll at least get you the framework for getting clear on what a healthy relationship should look like for you, so you can pull out and help you detect where there's some shadow work that needs to be done in order for you to get the results you want based on the framework you create. And then transformation from my Toxic to Healthy Transformation course, which will help you work on some of those inner areas that maybe still needs to be adjusted, patterns and so forth, to be the healthiest version of you, to be able to get the results you want out there. But both of those you can take at your own pace, on your own time, at a resource level you can't afford. But if something or nothing else, get in the race. Let's get it.